light camera.
Alright, so we're on. Okay, let's put it.
Oh my god, where have we gone?
Yeah.
Ah, what are you doing?
Putting it up here so people can see it.
Oh, okay. We're doing technical stuff. This is going to be a really boring start for everyone. Yeah. So anyone who watches this non-live is going to be like, well, these people are the worst. I didn't know you were going to do this.
What?
Do this.
Yeah, I know. I should have done it ahead of time. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Obviously, I'm not up to scratch with YouTube.
But we are live. So.
Yeah, we have Alex here and also Lexi's here.
Hi.
Hey guys.
So I don't like live when you do that.
Oh, I won't do it now. I've done it. It's now on the Facebook. It's in the Book of Faces, so people can see it. It is dark, isn't it?
I know. We need to sort out our lighting situation.
We need a light above here.
How can we do that? Can we? I mean, now's not a great time. I've got a candle. We can light a candle.
I don't think that would make a lot of difference.
I don't know. Like,
we did it with both of them.
I don't know. Will it work? It's too late at night. We should have done this in the day.
Well, I don't know. That kind of works apart from the fact it's kind of blinding me.
Hi everyone. Right. So should we jump?
Ponytail today,
should we jump into the questions?
We can do, yeah.
Do you wanna? Should we just answer together? Okay. From Lexi. Before we start off with Lexi Legs. Woo.
Oh, for those that don't know, this was Emma's birthday present.
Look how cool it is. Look, it's our logo.
So thank you very much for that, Lexi and Lexi's mum. They made it. Freaking cool.
Right, so Lexi's first question is, when did you start with tarantulas? When did you first have them?
Not long after I came into recovery, so late 2016. Yeah.
Mine was a bit later than that, actually, ironically. I think it's because I moved around a lot. I wasn't allowed tarantulas in the house when I was little. And I kept moving back in with my mum, so I wasn't allowed one. If you count the spiders that I used to catch from the garden and put them in jars and feed them under my bed, then since I was like tiny.
They're not tarantulas.
Yeah, I know, they're not. It was only like a couple of years ago, would you believe? But I've had spider tattoos for the last 10 years at least. Got about 14 of them now. I've had spider books since I was like 6 or 7 or something. I always wanted one. I always watched videos. I always got obsessed. It's just as a child, it was a no. And as an adult, when I had my own place, I just went from one place to the next, and then I did traveling, and it was just not going to happen. But yeah, I finally got them, and now got hundreds.
But it's like the same as me though. It's like I was the only one in my house as a kid. No, both houses. My mum does. Like my dad was scared of spiders, my mum was scared of spiders, my brother was scared of spiders. In fact, I was speaking to Joe the other day, right, and he was saying he was going to come down and visit, but he was like, "But you'll have to find me somewhere else to stay. I'm not staying in the same house as that many tarantulas."
Oh, bless. Okay, her second question is, how did you get into running your own business and why? Why, Lucian? How did we get into running our own business? How come I have no free time anymore?
Well, it just kind of happened. So we took Skinny Legs over from a lady called Cara. She'd been running it in lockdown. She started it. She was mainly selling on eBay and I think privately on Facebook groups. and then she was going back to work as a teacher, so she didn't have the time to keep up with it. And she put up that she was looking for somebody to sell it to. So I had a look at the list, and there was some stuff on there I wanted. So I just bought everything, and now we've got a business, and it's probably the best thing we ever did, really. Like, well, I work at the workshop as well, but that's only a couple of days a week that takes up. Emma works full time, so, but she's obviously not been working because of lockdown. So we just kind of did it. It just happened. It wasn't really planned. It literally happened in the space of about 4 hours. But I wouldn't change it now. Like, I do love it. I absolutely love it. And it's great seeing some of the spiders that we get to see that necessarily we wouldn't have had. At all different sizes and all that sort of stuff. It's just, yeah, it's awesome.
It was funny how he approached me. He was like, babe, you know you love tarantulas and spiders. Wouldn't it be great if we had hundreds? I was like, what? But yeah, it's all gravy. Right, next question.
Alex says he's here to see Nibs. Hold on.
Nibs is asleep.
He's asleep in front of the fire.
When are you going to get through questions, man?
Hold on. I'll go and get him.
He's not in front of the fire. He's under the bed.
Well, Nibs, where?
Aww.
He's not happy about this. He was asleep.
Nibs, when did you first get into tarantulas?
Never.
You
Hi,
like...
everybody. I want to say hello to all of my fans. If you want to make donations to the Nibs Chicken Fund, you can send them to, who do I send them to?
To nibs.com is not getting fat.
Nibs.com is very fat.
Right. Hey, Nibs, you can answer this one. Did you have any other pets growing up?
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had this twat 5 years now. What a little twat. I don't know if I should start or whether we have time for this, but I will list some, and I will firstly list the ones that we bred. Cats, budgies, chinchillas, gerbils. Okay, those are the ones we bred. And then we had dogs, obviously proper size, big dogs.
She doesn't mean it.
What else did we have? Oh, we had hedgehogs as well. Not that you should really keep them, they're wild, but like we rehabilitated them in the garden. I don't know if you count my mum's seagull collection right now. So my mum feeds the seagulls so much that they live outside our house now. Not our house, but my mum's house. One of them I've called Steve. I'm like, Steve! And he's got a funny little hook, and like if you don't feed him, Steve will come up to the window and be like, mack, 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 mack. And he'll like tap on the window and be like, shut up, Steve, I'm busy right now, all right? Calm down, you'll get fed in a minute. They get like gourmet food as well, but yeah, we had a lot of pets growing up.
Mum wasn't as interested as that. We had dogs, cats. At one point we had a snake. My brother wanted to get a snake. Now snakes really ain't my thing. I'm not massively keen on them. I don't know why. I can appreciate they're beautiful and stuff, but they're not really my thing. But my brother then decided he didn't want it anymore, so it became my responsibility. And that was when I did think it was like, it was cool. And that was sort of then what Alex is trying to get rid of his psycho chameleon.
I just saw that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, and then that was when I started to look into different animals and like inverts and stuff like that, and that was what started my fascination with them really when I was probably about, I was going to ask you how old I would have been, you weren't there.
No.
I was about 13. That's about it really, there's nothing else interesting.
This is from random, as in I put random because they didn't want to be known. Where is it best to keep your tarantulas?
In an enclosure.
Yeah, I think they mean more like the environment. Generally, obviously, everyone has their own interpretations. Like I saw
Hold,
this.
hold on one
I
second.
saw this little fight.
Spider Sister wants to know what's wrong with the chameleon. It's just completely savage. It basically bit Alex's arm off in one go.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean,
I saw it. I saw the bruise on him. It literally took his arm off. The bruise was like that big.
You gotta take it with a pinch of salt when it's meant, don't worry. It's just one of our friends sent us his tarantula, and he was like, "Oh, she's awful. She's a total, you know what." And Lucian was like, "Oh, leave her till I get home. Just leave her till I get home." And I got her out, and she was fine. She was absolutely fine. She was a little sweetheart. So
yeah,
pinch of salt, everyone.
But Alex says it's not really available. I think Alex's wife's quite attached to it now, so I don't think she'd let it go.
I'm sure it loves her.
I think Alex secretly quite loves it as well.
Question.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. I think they meant more in like location, because I saw this argument on Facebook the other day, and people were like, I keep my dogs and cats around and like hoover around, and the tarantula's fine. Obviously, some teas are fine, some are not. If you're talking about the best environment you could give your tarantula, definitely out of sunlight, but more darker, preferably, if you can. Depending on what kind of tarantula it is, whether it likes a damp enclosure or not, and that. Somewhere warm, obviously, all year round. I know some people heat differently. I'm not going to get into that whole debate, but we recommend.
Well, we have spider rooms where the windows are covered. We try to do things by red LED if we can, because red's a really good color for them. They can't pick it up that well, not as much as like white or blue or green light. So it disturbs them less, and we have oil-filled radiators. So the only time we turn the light on really is when we're rehoming, unpacking or packing, because obviously it's important to be able to see what's happening.
One thing I will add, obviously, is because I've seen a lot of it recently, is it's good. It's good to clean. It's good to clean. Be aware of what cleaning products you're using around your tarantula enclosure. If you have it on a shelf and that, it is more appropriate to dust with wax rather than polish, because polish can affect them. If you have pets and you deflea them, it's important to keep them away from the tarantulas for a while after they've had the flea treatment, because DKS is connected to flea treatments and medications.
So Lex just said he hates the red light.
This is what I'm saying. Like, apparently they don't pick up the red light that much, but then they're doing a lot of research into it, and they put a little wire inside a little jumping spider's head, and they think that they've proven that spider can recognize blue and green. So who's to say that a spider can't recognize red color? Maybe they're not as alarmed by it because it's not like a blinding light. It doesn't affect your pupils as much like ours. Like when you go out stargazing, you'll see all these astronomers using red lights because it doesn't affect your pupils and your retina going in and out. So maybe
Groot is actually like the next generation of tarantula.
Yeah.
Maybe it's evolved.
Yeah. Like, this is really important. Like, a lot of people are like, you must keep them like they're kept in the wild. And I totally agree with that. But as scientific research has proven, Chilean roses, because they've been like kept for one of the longest, they've shown that the tarantulas that are kept in captivity are completely different from the ones now left in the world. Yeah. So, it's all interesting stuff. You got to know what you got to do. If Groot doesn't like the red light, I don't know. And also, try him with a different light, which I don't know if he should. I don't know what I should advise in this situation. A low light, a non-direct light.
But also the thing is, though, is it's like people will ask us a lot of stuff about whether they prefer top opening enclosures, front opening enclosures, what sort of food do they feed on. I mean, we have certain foods that we that we have here that we breed in, because otherwise it would just be insane trying to buy it all in. So that's what they eat when they're here. But some of them you do have to mess around with the food. Some of them will only eat pre-killed. So it's just about finding what works for you and your tea. You know, each tea is different, each person's different, and you just have to really find what works. I'd love to see some tea Ray-Bans.
Wouldn't it be cool if they could wear?
Would they be called tray bands?
Yeah.
Somebody's asked, what do you do against mites on a tarantula?
That's a tricky one because it's not like you can treat it like another animal. There are some recommendations online. I don't know how accurate they are, or like they're coming from people who say online, I've studied tarantulas and that, but this is me taking their word from it. A lot of people will say if they've got it, because obviously you don't know until you can actually see them, is to brush them off with a brush as best you can and move the enclosure so the infestation isn't as high as it was before. But I don't know how many times you'd have to do that. It just said on the thing, recommend to do as many times as needed. That's like on my shampoo bottle, it says wash twice if needed. I'm like, does it need it? But yeah, I know it's not ideal. I haven't got the answers.
It's one of them things that's like, I've only lost one to mites.
Yeah, and what we did get recommended, and we recommend everyone, if one gets mites,
isolate it straight away.
And we're talking, we're not saying the other end of the shelf, move it out of the room, get it out.
Yeah.
I know a woman, like, as much as you can do, I know a woman who couldn't figure out why all her like tarantulas were getting infested with DKS, and she told me that on the other side of her house she had mold. And I said to her, there is some research to show that it's affecting it. And she said, well, how do I stop it? And I was like, it's that bad. Move. Like,
yeah, Alex has just put something up. Dave's Little Beasties. Dave's great for like knowledge on tarantulas. He just seems to know. Alex is right. He is like an encyclopedia.
Yeah, he's probably...
like a tarantopedia. Yeah. That's actually a site, I think, as well. He's actually like a tarantopedia. So I think, if he's done a video on it, I haven't seen that one.
I think he's had more experience of it and that, so you know, he probably,
and he's been keeping for a hell of a long time.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
A hell of a long time. So yeah, maybe head over and check out that video, because what Dave says as well, I would generally say is pretty reliable. The stuff he says I'd definitely go for.
Yeah. There are some online, like I can't, like everyone, usually the guys you can trust are ones that say, this is what I know best of my knowledge. But I have watched a couple of videos and thought, oh God, don't tell people this, like, and been worrying. So don't just use YouTube, do a little research online as well. But next question, this is by another random. Have you ever been bitten by a tea?
No, luckily I've not.
Err on the caution. I've only really held mature males, and that's generally because I tried to save them.
I've had them on me by accident when they, like, during rehoming or packaging or unpackaging, when they decide to bolt off. I ended up with an OBT in my armpit.
It went in his t-shirt.
That was quite. It went straight up my arm sleeve.
It was probably like, oh, this smells great. Like,
he probably thought there might have been food hiding in there or something. But yeah, other than that, we don't hold them, and we definitely try and be as cautious as we can with them. So I've not been, luckily, touch wood.
I've got something from a family member who's told me to bring this up, and I don't know if I should, because
who was it?
I get told off.
Who was it?
Well, it was Ben, but tell everyone about that. I don't know if we want to take any questions from the audience before I tell you this story, which is totally gonna fool you.
Hadley's here as well.
Hi.
Does anybody have any questions?
Anyone have any questions before I tell you the dreadful? Thanks, Ben. No, that's it. That was the only ones we had. French. Yeah.
I'll tell you what you can do if you want to kill some time is somebody's asked us to talk about stories about escape teas. I think the most interesting one I had was a HMAC on the bathroom ceiling.
I wasn't there.
That was scary shit. Well, that was scary stuff. Yeah, I know my language is appalling. I'm trying my best, but sometimes it just comes out. Yeah, I was trying to unpack it in the bathtub. It decided it didn't want to go into its new enclosure. Decided to bolt off at the wall. I tried to catch cup it. As soon as the cup got near it, carried on. Ended up on the ceiling. So I ended up stood on the edge of the bath with the catch cup, like against the ceiling like that, trying to get the plastic sheet above the catch cup to get it in the cup. That was entertaining. I nearly fell off the edge of the bath as well, actually. Oh, I feel like we need to hear about Lexi's one.
I'd like to point out that
Yeah,
that
language
is not actually officially a swear word and refers in the English dictionary to the local village idiot. In popular belief, yes, everyone says it's a pregnant goldfish. It's not actually a pregnant goldfish. There we are. We're all learning, aren't we?
Yeah, so see, mine's not as bad as that. I've never actually lost a tea to. Oh, actually, I'm lying. I'm lying. So I did. I bought not long ago when Hadley at Fantastic had the OBT Makumi slings. I did get a couple for me, and one disappeared. It's just gone.
Well,
We've never seen it since.
I didn't realise like the little lid was slightly up. It was up so tiny you wouldn't have seen it like that, and it wasn't in there when we went to. I was like, "Where's this tea gone?" So yeah, that was my fault.
You won't hear me often say this, but I'm kind of hoping that one is dead.
What are you eating?
Peanuts.
Oh.
I'm so hungry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so hungry. I've not had dinner yet. And yeah, so Alex has got a pumpkin patch living in his house. You sure it's living?
Is that the one that we gave you, the big one?
No, I've seen that one lately.
Oh,
I think. Well, I think.
Say?
Mum threw a versicle around because it jumped out.
Oopsie.
The Verses are notorious for going on little adventures. I've had so many of them climbing my hands. But I kind of, Lexi, would you do us a favour, please? Would you please start videoing your mother hand doing stuff with the tarantulas, because it sounds hilarious.
Do you know what? I was quite surprised. We had Lucian, the boss, made it.
Why did you call me that?
Made sure that 120 slings would turn up one day while he wasn't here. And I was doing them all by myself. And my dad was like, "Do you want some help?" And I was like, No, it's fine, Dad, it's fine. I got this. He was like, I'll help. And my dad's like the coolest guy ever. Not jumpy, doesn't react to stuff that much. He's not bothered by stuff. He was trying to get this HMAC out, and like when it came out, he touched it with a brush, and then it ran up the brush, and my dad went, "Ooh!" And I was like, "You're right, Dad?" And he was like, "Oh, I didn't expect it to come at me." And I was like, "I know they're ferocious, aren't they, when they're 1 centimeter?" But
Lexi is going to start recording her mum. So
yes, do it. It'll be funny.
And it's a sling pumpkin patch. Yeah, it's probably dead. I'm kind of hoping. I don't really say this. I've never said this before about a tarantula actually, but I'm kind of hoping that OBT is dead, because if not, we're going to have an issue in 6 months. Like 6 months, we're going to have like a 7 centimeter OBT that just runs the house.
Yeah, and a dog that puts his face in stuff. Don't you, Nibs? He puts his face in everything.
Yeah. Nibs likes to.
When I come in the house and we got bags, the first thing he does, like, "Hi guys," and just sticks his head right in the bag. He's like, "What have we got? What have we got?"
We actually have got a video of Nibs with the roaches. So we've got like this big 35 litre really useful box that I use to put the red runners in when I'm doing feeding time. And he just goes in and he's like, he just puts his head straight in and tries sniffing the roaches. He thinks he's just crazy. And then he tried to do it once with the blondie, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tried to shove his head in with an adult female blondie. She's like 11 inches long.
The thing is, he won't like do anything. Like the dubias don't react much, so we let Nibs like sniff one really close once, and he put his head in and he sniffed the dubia, and he was sniffing it so much that he suddenly put his head out and went, and I was like, "Yeah, Nibs, not keen on them," and he was just like going for like 2 minutes. I was like, "Don't think Nibs is keen on it," so I don't think he'd eat any of them. He's just really like.
It's when stuff moves.
Yeah, this is his way of like finding out what something is. What is it? What is it? And he's just like right in the face.
He is head of security. He thinks he is anyway. But this is how bad he is at security, right? I once went out. I forgot something. So I drove around so I've gone all the way around the block, come back. By the time I've come back, he was on the sofa asleep. I managed to get into the house, walk past him, into the kitchen, pick up my wallet, go back out and leave the house, and he didn't notice a single thing.
He did notice he's a ninja. He just pretended.
He was like the worst security dog in the world.
He was like, "No, it's you, Lucy, and it's fine. I'm just gonna keep staying here."
No, because if he'd have known it was me and he'd seen me in the kitchen, he'd have wanted a treat.
Hadley's just said one of the HMAC females that he got from us ran up the tongue.
It's HMACs. They just like going upwards. And this is something, right? It's like, so with our arboreals, if I had to choose between us, like I've got a couple now that are in enclosures that only open at the top, right? But I much prefer ones that have front opening on them, purely because they like to run up. So like the Exoterras are good because you can have both. So feeding, I always prefer to do from the front if I can, and then rehousing. It's good. You can get a catch cup at the top, touch it, and it's 9 times out of 10 it will go upwards. Little tip for you with arboreals: they like to go up if they feel scared. Everything else will like to go down, pretty much. It's just something that I've found helpful. That's worked for us.
Yeah, it's quite funny as well. Certain breeds like T Vegans. If you put the pot in front of them and tap their bum, they'll usually just go in. They're like, "Oh, that's a nice little hole. I'll just go in there." Yeah. Like some of them, you just get used to it. I mean, obviously they surprise you sometimes, but
yeah. I mean, this is the thing. We get asked a lot about how we package them. People say, "Oh, I bet you have loads of issues," and this, that, and the other. And a lot of them we don't have many issues with. Like, I think we packaged today. I don't think we had one go AWOL.
No, the only one we've had issues with is one of mine. So, like, when we were sort of, no, this was like early on into our relationship because we were both into teas. We were like, let's get some more, like rehoming them and getting them out of packaging and stuff. Is Bolt. Do you remember Bolt? Like,
hence why he's called Bolt.
From the day I got Bolt, he was just a poo head one day. He was just like, at first we couldn't find him. We were like, "Where is he?" And then he was like, "Freedom!" And he just ran around the room and then went under the cupboard and everything.
That was P. Cambridge.
And then one time I tried to feed him. We were like, "He's getting big. Let's get him on Red Runners now." The moment he met a red runner, he was like, "I don't like red runners. I'm coming out and I'm jumping right across the room." And he literally jumped like 5 feet, didn't he? And I was like, "Oh!" Like, luckily it was one of mine. I'd be so worried about it if it was something that someone was buying off us. I'd probably have to hold on to it to see if it was all right.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them, like, if you can get the pot that they're going into, apart from the really small vials, like sling pots, like the 50 milliliter cups, 16-ounce deli cups, if you can get it lying down next to it in its enclosure, a lot of them will just walk in, which makes life fantastically easy. Yeah, that Alba that we sent Sean didn't want to go in. It literally bolted its own ass. I think I'm still picking its hairs out of my nose. It was crazy.
It's so weird when one of them like just doesn't move. They're like, "No, I know you're a human. I know you won't hurt me. I know that's a brush, and I'm not going to move." Like, and there's been a couple of TL especially true curly hair ones that won't move. I'm trying to think of someone else who wouldn't move, who was like, "No, I'm not moving."
Yeah, we get a few, don't we? We had that that rosea a little while back that didn't want to move. But the thing is, though, is it's like the ones that don't want to move. Sometimes they just bolt. They'll sit there for ages and then they're just gone. It's almost like they're trying to trick you.
Lexi says that tea vegan is lazy, that it waits for the food to cool under it. That is unusual. Most tea vegans are quite, if they feel something, they jump on it. They love to like grab things. I knew one that used to run around a cage after stuff. It was having a right ball.
Is it rather large?
It might be a bit on the chubby side. Maybe it's
butt big already.
If its butt's big, it might be like, well, I'm hungry.
I'll eat it if it's here.
It's one of those. Do you know when you've like had the biggest meal ever, and you're like, someone goes, "Should we get dessert?" And you'll be like, "I could eat dessert, maybe
but only if you bring it here.
but only if it's right in front of my face." Like
Hadley's GBB still hasn't molded.
That's
GBB. It's weird.
I've got
a mail. I've got two mails actually out at the minute. One is going to you, and the other is going to Alex. So just introduce it. It'll either work or it'll introduce a mole.
The only thing you can really do is, well, the GBBs like it dry, don't they? You could make it slightly more humid.
So it started eating
just
again.
Slightly raised. Sometimes, yeah, like my Hamori.
It ate like a beast. It ate like a beast and then just stopped.
My Hamori refused food for like 2 months, and I was like, she's definitely gonna molt. She's definitely gonna molt. And literally a week ago, she took food again, didn't she? And I was like, she's changed her mind.
Yeah.
Right. So
this is the thing. I've kind of come
always
to
try.
I've kind of come to expect. I've kind of with teas. I've kind of got to the stage now where it's like I can make an educated guess what they're gonna do, but nothing surprises me. It's very much like being a Leicester City fan. Like I think they should win the game, but I'm not too surprised when they lose.
Well, that's a football reference.
It's the only thing I know to reference it to.
That's why I always say to people online, please remember, you know your tea best. It's all right, people telling you what, but it's like when people say, "Oh, your dog's hot," I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but he wants to walk." So
she's still not eating.
Oh God,
she's still not eating and still not molted.
That's mental, isn't it?
What temperature is she at? That's strange. This strap is really doing my head in. I wonder if I can just put it behind my head.
Put it underneath.
Underneath what?
The hat. Like you did, yeah.
But this makes me feel like one of them army sergeants. You know, they have the strap across the back of their head.
Yeah, it really looks.
Alex made a comment about my grey hairs, and it made me self-conscious. So I've shaved the sides off. I still see it though. So I'm wearing a hat. I now live in this hat.
Right.
Thanks, Alex.
I will tell the story now because we'll probably soon have to come to the end. So if there's any more questions, throw them out to us quick. We don't want to make this too long, but I will tell you the story. Please don't judge me. I was very young and naive. I'm not going to say my age, but I was a lot younger than I am now.
She was 27.
Shut up. I wasn't. It was at least 12 years ago.
So she was 27.
We were at a zoo and it was pretty dead. I don't know why. It was just a rubbish day. I'm trying to remember which zoo it was. And the guy, I don't know where it was. It was like partly in the reptile bit, had like a load of bugs out and spiders. And he also had snakes out and that. And because no one was there, we were like, we want to hold everything. And he was like, okay. And he had a tarantula and it was just the typical, I mean, at the time, rosea, chili rosea. I can't remember exactly which one, but I remember it being dark, so it was probably a classic form one. But first of all, you know what they do in zoos? They lower the temperature of the tarantula before you hold them, so they're really docile and slow. I know it sounds horrible. It's not ideal, but I can imagine it's less likely you're going to drop them. So I was holding this tarantula and I was like, ooh, and then he took it back off me and he was like, do you want to try the snake now? And I was like, I had the big python on me and I was like, oh, sure, heavy. And then he took the snake back and my brother had a snake and the lady was there and I went, I want to hold a tarantula. And she was like, okay. And I was holding a tarantula. My brother was next to me and he was like, oh, it'd be so good if you got a picture with the tarantula and the snake holding both of them. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I was thinking, well, where am I going to put the tarantula while and I was like, well, it's not moving. So I'll just put it on my head. I know it's really inappropriate and I could have killed the thing and I was being stupid and nothing happened in the end. So I lifted this tarantula up and started to tilt it to go onto my head. And unfortunately, I got caught. And the bloke was like, what are you doing? And I was like, getting ready for a selfie. And yeah, it's
So it wasn't that long ago
story.
selfies existed.
No, it would. I don't remember what I said to him, but it was like 12 years ago or something.
Yeah, so 12 years ago, she was about 27.
Selfies have been out longer than that, but yeah, it was. I feel awful because looking back, I could have dropped that tarantula. I was being very stupid, naive, and inappropriate. It would have made a good picture, to be fair. Have you seen that episode? I can't remember what it's called, but these women had to model and they had a tarantula on their face. I think they had a tea elbow. Oh, the catwalk thing. I don't know. I only watched a couple of episodes because someone said a tarantula was on it. It was banned from painting zoo. I can't remember which it was. It might have been Bristol. I can't remember. But yeah, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool? I really want a picture of a tarantula on my face. But then I'm also aware handling them is dangerous and you can lose them. So I'm almost like, me. But there's handlers who are trained to use these animals for photos and modeling. So they must have like a scheme.
I don't care how like experienced you are as a trainer or whatever. You can't train a T. It's that simple. You can't. You can do things to make it safe or whatever, but you can't train one.
Oh, Hadley's just said that he's got a red form rosé.
That male that got munched was supposed to have gone. I
know. Do you know what? That's the first male we've lost. It's so sad. What a poo face. She didn't want a worm and was acting all up and ready for it. And literally, she didn't give us a second. Usually, we like to separate them if they're aggressive. She didn't give us a second. She was grabbed him. And then
she went from drumming to on him.
Yeah.
And she literally, I tried to get in the middle, but she had all 8 legs around him. And I tried to get her off him, and she just ended up on her back still eating him.
She was ignoring Lucian with the tongue. She was like, no, I've decided I'm eating this. And we couldn't believe how she was willing to put her safety at risk to eat him. It was so savage.
Yeah, we managed to get 3 legs out of the enclosure. That was all that remained of him. But yeah, you might find one. Hopefully, I think.
I hope so. They're so rare and in between. And he was so up for it, wasn't he? He was a good little male.
It was good. He was tiny. He was so small.
Oh, yeah, he was small.
Like, he was only about 3 inches long.
I felt bad for him because he was like.
But she had bigger worms than that. Like, the worms we were feeding her were about the same size as him. So I don't know whether she did just think it was for a bit of drumming, but yeah.
I think because she saw the arboreals.
There you go. Adam's got a rosea. Is it a male? Is it a male red colour form, Adam?
Yeah, I reckon what happened is the female rosea.
A 1.5 centimetre one. All right, Hadley, you might have a male in about 19 years.
You talk over me all the time.
Sorry, I was trying to.
I've forgotten what I was going to say now. It's gone. Oh, yeah. You remember that night when we went in to check them to make sure they were drumming? And she was more interested in the arboreals.
Yeah.
Our red colourform rosea. She was like checking out the arboreals doing it. And she was like, ooh. And she wouldn't get away from that corner of our enclosure.
If it's a juvie conception, you've probably got about 2 years.
Yeah, I know. It's waiting for a certain.
The Grammostolas are just it's just painful waiting for them to grow. It really is. Like, I got really excited because the first tarantulas we bought together were Grammostola pulchripes. They were about 2 centimeters when we got them. These were the first ones we bought after we got together, and it was like, because we got together like last January, and when we went into lockdown in like March, and then we got these in sort of, I think it was around June, July time. These 2 centimeters pulchripes, and I was so happy today because mine's called Antoine, And we checked on him, and he's now about 4 centimeters. So it took him about 9 months to get like that. Where on the flip side of that, I bought a H. Porcupines at the same time, which was about 1 centimeter, and that's now about 7. Filbert's he's about 7, and he's really heavy primo as well at the minute. I'm hoping he's a male. So
yeah, Lexi's got one too. My friend got it for me for my birthday.
Is that what that's
It's
called?
cute,
Lucas,
isn't
is it?
Yeah, remember I said it was called Lucas, and you were like, "Why have you named it that?" But it's actually a famous spider that was apparently promoted to encourage like
Some of the jumping spider
knowledge.
videos are cool though. I want to show everybody mine. Carry on. To promote knowledge.
Really bad at interrupting. It's like to promote knowledge and sort of make people more aware of tarantulas and spiders and not be scared by them. Like it was like for children to introduce.
This is my
spiders
teddy.
to them. It's your llama.
It's my pink llama. It's quite a cool story behind this. Do you want to tell them what you like?
I don't think it's a cool story. It's a stupid story where Lucian tricked me for my birthday.
That's gay. It's so gay, and it's something that nobody else outside this house has ever known about before today. But yeah, basically, I like it, and it's so soft. Like it's so soft. Like you know, if you feel poorly, you snuggle up on the sofa. Sorry, carry on with the story.
No, it's fine. You carry on.
No, I'll shut up.
No, I'm just. You wanted me to tell him the story, but I don't know if it'll be that interesting. Like it was just on my birthday. He made out that he slipped the story. Like I don't know how to explain it. He slipped out by accident that for my birthday he'd hired a llama, and I was all like, why? What am I going to do with a llama? And he said, can you ride it? And I went, you're not supposed to ride them. And he went, oh, I don't know. I thought because you hired them, you could ride them. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do with it? And like, we were staying in the hotel. And I was like, I'm going to have to parade it round. How long have we got it for? And Lucian was like, well, I hired it for like 2 hours. 2 hours? What am I supposed to do with a llama for 2 hours? I was like, babe, I appreciate it, but this is the weirdest gift anyone's given. Why? What do I want a llama for? Anyway, when my actual friends turned up from Brighton, obviously I was like, smack in the face, because it wasn't a llama. It just made up a ruse. I got him this for Christmas and went, there's your stupid llama. There you go. Like,
yeah, Adam, the dog can't have funsies. He's not able to have funsies. His mother was very cruel to him and took that away from him.
Hey, shut up. He can. The only thing he ever mated with was people's arms. And it's like, whenever you go down to stroke him, every time somebody went down to stroke him, he would just end up doing the business. And he was never really interested in any dog apart from, what was it? He was interested in German Shepherds and another dog that he couldn't reach. So it was pointless. But he needed it gone. He was too valuable. I wanted to devalue him.
I just want to say, right, this was before me and Emma met. This happened. I definitely wouldn't have allowed it.
Do you know what? I reckon Lucian
Jamie.
would have been well up for it. If he had juiced on your arm, you would have been like, get that dog neutered now.
Well, because I'd have just got him a female friend.
No, we can't have we've got loads of tarantulas. We can't have any more bloody French bulldogs.
Yeah, but let's face it,
running around.
Frenchies don't take much looking after. You feed them and you let them out twice a day. Nibs, I tell you what, right? Nibs is the easiest maintenance dog in the world. Do you know how hard it is to get him to go for a walk?
I know, but I do walk him. You give up and say, oh, I didn't want to go for a walk. Did you not want to go for a walk? Or did the dog? I do walk him, by the way. He's making it sound like he goes on hikes as well. The longest hike, he's a French bulldog, but the longest hike he's been on is 12 miles. And he did not stop 1 second. He loved it. He slept for about 5 hours solid afterwards.
It's because he thought there was chicken at the end.
But no, he loves it. He is quite...
Separate them with a brush.
But He's quite an energetic dog, but if you want him to, he will sleep all day. But he's really needy. He has to be with you all the time. Like when we're in the spider room, he's super jealous. Like he'll sit outside and he'll moan under the door, going like that the whole time.
You said he needs to be with you all the time now as he walks away.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, I've been needing a male Jeep Ultra. So I've got an adult female, a sub-adult, and a large juvie male. I think my male's going to mature next molt.
It sounds like business talk.
Yeah, it kind of is. But yeah, so I think my male's going to mature next molt as well anyway. I don't think he'll struggle to find somewhere for him to go. But if my male doesn't mature next molt, then I may well need him. It depends how long it is till he molts. My female's getting close to molting as well, which is annoying. Adam's dog gets tired looking at the front door. Dibs does even, yeah, Dibs is the same. What dog have you got? Sounds like you got Frenchie too. But yeah, I think we're gonna start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
So is there anything else anybody would like to ask?
If anyone is desperate to ask us something but doesn't want to do it live, you can contact us privately. We were hoping this would just let everyone get to know us. But yeah, I'll continue with the videos. They'll be more interesting than this one. We just wanted to open it up live so people could ask and write stuff and find stuff out. I really thought there was going to be some, apart from my brother, I thought there was going to be some more personal questions, but no, there wasn't. I thought someone was going to be like,
sort of personal
I don't know. I thought people were going to, like, I've worked in a barbershop for far too long. And, you know, you say, is there anything else, sir? And the bloke's always saying, oh, shout for the weekend. And it's like, right, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. Down the pharmacy you go. For the young ones out there, you're going to have to ask your mums and dads about that. I ain't explaining.
Yeah, let's cut it off now because Alex is looking like he's getting ready to ask some personal questions. But Adam, your dog sounds amazing, man. How's the sand spider, Emma? She got rid of it.
I sold it.
How big is it? What, the sand spider? It was about that big.
Yeah, it was quite chunky, but it was just like, it was very interesting to feed. Apart from feeding, you never saw it, did you? Unless you went to its enclosure and it would go. Ugh.
It was a demon.
But it wasn't very nice demon. Looking, was it?
It wasn't. I think it was one of these things. It was very like me. The sound of it is better than the reality.
I think I do like spiders. I think there's some spiders, true spiders you can keep, but a lot of true spiders should be out there. That's a personal opinion. It's just tarantulas seem to cope better, like, and seem to like small enclosed spaces.
Oh, one thing I would like to let people know about while we're here is we like to do competitions and giveaways at like events, times of the year, holidays. We did like Brazilian Black Friday, Santarantula, New Year, New Tea, Will You Be My Valentine, and we're going to do an Easter eggs with legs. So we're going to run it over, I don't know, probably from the Monday before Easter Sunday up until the end of Easter Sunday.
When is Easter?
It's like the first weekend of April or something, I think. I'd have to check. And then yeah, so then what we'll do is the winner will get like an eggs with legs are basically slings, aren't they? So somebody will get like a mystery sling box. I don't know, we'll put like 3 or 4 slings in there, so the winner will get that. And we'll do some other prizes as well. I think the second prize, I'm just going to do like a load of chocolate, send it off to you, and then third prize will probably be like a discount on your next order or something along those lines. So yeah, just to give everybody the heads up, that's going to be happening soon. If you know when Easter is, because I don't and Emma doesn't, but if you know when Easter is, be around that sort of time, so keep an eye on the site. And yeah, I've actually got some stuff that I'm pretty excited about coming in next weekend as well. In fact, I believe it's a week on Monday. It's going to be getting a week today. We've got some really cool stuff coming in.
Those rooms are getting full.
Yeah, they are. There's been quite a lot of stuff coming over the last week, 10 days. I'm saving it up because we've got some really cool stuff coming in next Monday. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled next Monday night, people. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited, and I've been finding it really hard to not tell people, but I just want to just do it all in one go.
Before we go, our last question: what does it say above the fireplace? It says aloha.
It says aloha. One of my good friends in Hawaii sent it for me. Some people know, some people don't. I'm in recovery for drug and alcohol addiction. And yeah, some of my friends in recovery, they sent me that for my clean time birthday, along with some other bits and bobs. So yeah, it says aloha if Emma moves. Oh, and there's a picture in front of that A as well.
I didn't know where else to put the canvas.
Lex is going to stop begging.
And in case you were wondering what that was over there, that's my sushi bag, and that's Lucian's llama bag.
Yeah, I've got a pink llama bag.
Because that's all you need in life.
I agree with Adam. It's always easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I don't have any drug-related I probably have a Ben and Jerry's problem.
Did somebody else that you have a drug problem?
No, I was just including myself. I feel like my dad might say I've got a tattoo problem, but shut up, Dad. It's like a new century.
I don't have a straw skirt or coconut bra, but I will see what I can do.
What's that for?
I don't know. Adam's just said next time I should.
For next time. We got more hats.
One thing you guys, yeah, we've got loads of hats, loads of cool hats. But yeah, one thing you guys will learn is if I get dared to do something, I find it very hard to not do it.
He will do it.
I find it very, very hard.
He has got a Wonder Woman sort of mini costume, haven't you? You want to wear that?
Have I got what?
A Wonder Woman. You got like the wig and the little Wonder Woman thing I made you, and like you could just wear a bikini. I don't know what she wears, to be honest. She wears like a swimsuit or something.
Don't give them ideas. Yeah. Before anybody does get any ideas, I think we're gonna call it a wrap, guys. I'm starving.
Yeah, we need food. I'd sing you out, but I haven't really made a song up. I could just sing the old candy shop one.
Yeah.
I'll take you to the tarantula shop. I'll show you all we got.
Alex, I dare you to send me
go
forward.
until you spend a lot. Whoa, I'll take you to the tarantula shop. I'll show you what I got in stock. Keep going till you get a lot. Keep spending your money. Whoa. Yeah, I've been a bit lazy. I did sort of make up a mini song as I was walking the dog, and I got busy when I came home and I didn't write it down. I want to say I've got the memory of a goldfish, but just watched this program the other day saying goldfish haven't got bad memories. So I was like, oh, great. What am I supposed to say now? Who's got my memory's as bad as me? There we go.
Yeah. And I'm going to ignore the last 5 comments.
I dare you to send me. That's cheeky. You're naughty. Someone's dared you to dress up as Wonder Woman. I'm just putting that out there.
Jamie's just right. So we've got Wonder Woman. Brain like a sieve. That's a good one. Thanks, Adam.
That's good, yeah. Brain like a sieve.
So we've got Wonder Woman. And we've got homemade from coconuts and straw from a pet shop. Right. I don't know where you get coconuts from.
I had a Halula girl outfit. This was back in Brighton days.
Keep your eyes peeled. I think, when are we going to be doing another video?
I don't know. I feel like we've had a lot of mating recently, so I might do a little bit of editing and do a mating video. We probably won't do a live one for a while.
I think one of the ones, supermarket. I know I get a coconut from the supermarket. I don't think you do. I think they're a lot harder to get than that. I don't think they're easy to get. Yeah, we've got coconut hides. Thanks, Alex.
They might not be big enough for his boobies.
I've got fat lately. Lockdown.
Oh, baby, don't say that live.
I have got fat. I've got fat in lockdown. Like, it's bad.
You haven't got fat. You just put on weight.
So yeah, I will sort that out. So I think one of the ones we most commonly get asked for is how do we package teas. So what I may do is next week at some point, just we'll pick an order and we'll do a video on start to finish preparation of it, and get that up. So I will do that in the Aloha outfit.
Do it.
Thanks, everyone.
Right, we should leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. I hope this was educational as well as fun. We'll have to do one later on in the future. We'll leave it a little while, and hopefully like maybe next time we can get some of the teas involved. We don't like to disturb them much, but maybe some of our personal ones we could get out. I know that Wobbly would love that. She'd love being out, wouldn't she? She'd be like, oh, I want to go on screen.
She's the dopiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
God, we have to show her where our food is and everything. It's
hilarious. Morio worms are one of the slowest feeders we use.
She can't even get that.
Watching her try and catch one of them is hilarious. So we might even do that for you. We might even give you a Wobbly video, a Wobbly feeding video as well. It's hilarious. You'll love it. But anyway, have a great evening all. Take care, stay safe, and big love to you all.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.